Knicks family, what is popping with you, man? It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning, and here we are talking about another Knicks loss. Lost by 23 tonight to the Phoenix Suns, ladies and gentlemen, and we lost our control. We lost our tempers. We let our emotions get the best of us. And we had that 1 minute stretch in the third quarter that, in my opinion, killed the basketball game. I mean, listen, the Suns started playing some tough defense in that third quarter. But that very last, those three, the last three possessions of the third quarter, to me, was the pivotal moment of the basketball game. It deflated us and it inflated them. The Knicks lost, ladies and gentlemen, to the Phoenix Suns tonight again, 128-105. They started off the game sluggish and slow. Let the Phoenix Suns jump out to a 13-point lead. But right there in the first quarter, the Knicks turned it around. They turned it around in the first quarter, and they looked energized. They looked good. They looked like they wanted this win bad when they turned it around. And they were doing it. And at the end of the first quarter, the Knicks led 33-30. They shot 52.4% in the first quarter. They shot 42.9% from three in the first quarter. The Knicks continued to play well in the second quarter. And they took a 7-point lead in the halftime. They won that second quarter 30-26. Obi Toppin played well. Derrick Rose was playing well. And then in the third, the Phoenix Suns, ladies and gentlemen, they began to clamp down a little bit more. Play better defense. And still, the Knicks were able to maintain a 5-point lead. Go down to 3, then 5. Go down to 2, then 5. And there were just a few seconds left in the third quarter. The Knicks were up 2. And Julius Randle gets the ball. Kind of dribbles out most of the clock. The shot clock was running down. So I don't want to say most of the clock. He got the ball with about 8-9 seconds left, I guess. And he decided he's going to take it. Pulls up a shot from the corner and he misses. The Phoenix Suns come down. They miss a layup, but they get the offensive rebound. Devin Booker misses the layup. The Suns get the offensive rebound, put it back in, and tie the basketball game. And then the Knicks take the ball out of bounds. Lazy pass. And with 0.6 seconds left, the Suns get a steal and go right back up. Take a 2-point lead into the fourth quarter. And then from there, Jay Crowder got hot, started knocking down shots in the fourth quarter. Game got chippier and chippier. Jay Crowder, 12 points in the fourth quarter. 4 for 6 from the 3-point line in the fourth quarter. And the Knicks just lost their composure. They lost their heads. They had already lost their composure. They couldn't find the bucket. They couldn't get a stop. Then they lost their heads. Tough game. It's a tough game to lose. And this one, while you can throw the Denver one out, Clyde is right. This one eats, it burns, it stings. Because you had a lead. You even had a double-digit lead. But the Knicks are starting to let teams get under their skin. I don't know if it's the pressure or what. But I feel like even from the beginning of the game, I felt like the Knicks were pushing. They were pressing. Felt like Julius Randle was pressing a little bit. And this is when I say that the Knicks have never been in this situation. This team has never been in this situation where they've got to fight for a playoff spot, where they're battling down the stretch. They've never been in this situation. Right? So some people may say, well, you just play the games. It's not that easy because something wears on you mentally, right? You come into a game tense. Think about how tense the Knicks might be coming into this Clippers game now that they've lost against the Suns. They've taken 2 double-digit losses in a row. Now the doubt starts to come in. They start to question themselves, right? They wanted to use this trip as a way to prove to the world that they can compete against the best teams in the league. And they've been blown out by 2 of the best teams in the league. So now the doubt starts to creep in. Maybe, I'm not saying it is, but it could start to creep in. And they can start to think to themselves, well, are we good enough to take out these top teams? And then they start to see their lead in that 4th seed dwindle. They see Atlanta catching them. Now they're watching the scoreboard watching. Oh, man, we need Washington. We need Washington to take out Atlanta because we got to make sure that they stay 1 game behind us. So that type of pressure starts to creep in. Now, this is good for the Knicks. I'm not saying, this is great for them. It's great for RJ. It's great for Julius Randle. I'm not talking about the loss. I'm just talking about the situation in this playoff battle for playoff positioning. But when I say they've never been in this situation, this is what I'm talking about. They've never had to deal with these intangibles around the basketball game. It creates a different type of stress when you come into the game. So, and it's tough. And you can see it because the Knicks are losing their composure. These last 2 games, they lost their composure. They're not dealing with adversity well. And to have success in the playoffs, you've got to be able to deal with adversity. You've got to. And they're not dealing with adversity well at all. At least in these last 2 games, they have not been. It's tough, ladies and gentlemen. It's tough. It's tough. I'm going to run down the box score real quick, and then I'm going to get to my man. I got Cornerstone over here with me. We're going to break this game down for a few minutes. Then I'm going to let you go ahead and get some sleep. But the Phoenix Suns, they were led by DeAndre Ayton. He had 26 points and 15 rebounds. And my man Nate earlier today said he thought DeAndre Ayton was going to get busy, and he kind of did. But I'm going to tell you what. He was also assisted by Chris Paul on more than half of his shots because that screen and roll was killing us all night long. That screen and roll was killing us all night long. We had to deal with it. Chris Paul just, because of his passing ability and his floor leadership, his ability to force, put pressure on the defense with being able to either pull it up or make the pass or kick it out for 3, just creates a lot of problems. And he could do it. His passing is dead on. 26 points, 15 rebounds for DeAndre Ayton, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. Chris Paul, 17 points, 11 assists, and 6 rebounds. Kyle Bridges, he had 16 points and 4 rebounds. Devin Booker didn't even have a crazy night. He had 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. Cameron Payne had 15 points. Jay Crowder had 18 points and 3 assists. Frank Kaminsky had 10 points and 6 rebounds. It's a tough night. And for the New York Knicks, the Knicks were led by Julius Randle tonight. And, he played an okay game. We needed some more from him. We needed maybe some more leadership from him. 24 points for Julius Randle, 11 rebounds, 4 assists for Julius Randle tonight. RJ Barrett had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Derrick Rose had 17 points and 6 assists. Taj Gibson had 11 points and 6 rebounds. He lost his cool with Chris Paul. And I know why he lost his cool. He felt like Chris Paul, came up underneath him when he was going for a rebound. But at this point in the game, man, you got to be like, you can't lose it. You got to control your emotions. 8 rebounds, 8 points in 1 rebound and 1 assist for Obi Toppin, 2 steals and 2 blocks for Obi Toppin. We missed Emmanuel Quickly and Alec Burks coming off the bench. Frank Ntilikina played. He played. He played. He didn't provide what we needed, but he played. 2 Tough one for the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. Tough one for the New York Knicks. It's a tough loss right there. Kev, I'm about to come to you, man. I know you got your head down. You looking sad and whatnot. Talk to me, man. How you feeling about this one?
It was an awful performance. It was an awful performance. We were in the game, and like you said, we lost our composure. We got rattled. The blame goes all around. It really does. And I'm just disgusted for tonight. I mean, the Denver game was Denver. We were supposed to be the aggressors tonight, and it seemed like we lost how to play in that fourth quarter. From the end of the third quarter to the fourth, we forgot how to play. And that's basically it. And now we literally have to rely on other teams to help us out when we were controlling what we were trying to do. And we've lost control now. So now we have to rely on other people.
Well,
other teams.
We haven't fully lost control yet, right? We still lead. We're still the leaders in that. We still hold the fourth spot, and we're a half game above Atlanta.
Right.
Half game above Atlanta. We are still a game and a half above the Miami Heat. I'm sorry, 1 game above the Miami Heat, 2 games above the Boston Celtics. All right, so we still control our own destiny. It's just the teams that are in our destiny are tough. The Lakers and the Clippers. We just got to get one of those. Get one of those and come home. I prefer it be the next one because we need a win. Get one of those, come home. Then we got San Antonio, Charlotte, and Boston.
Yep.
All right. We need 3 wins, ladies and gentlemen. 3 wins to lock down that 6th seed, to make sure that we're in the 6th seed. 3 wins. We got 5 games to get those 3 wins. 5 games to get them. But this was, we could talk about, some of the, some of the things in the game all that we want, the things that happen in the game. And, a lot of it's going to boil down to what the Knicks did mentally. I think a lot of it boils down to that. We've got to, and this could be a very good learning experience for us, but we have got to learn how to control our emotions. We can't let them get out of control. And I feel like right now, we are coming into these games because of the type of games that they are. We're coming into these games maybe a little bit high strung. And when you come in, when you're a little bit high strung, it is very easy to unravel. Very easy to unravel when you're high strung. And I feel like right now we're just a little bit high strung coming into these games. And I don't know how we relax. I don't know how we, say, hey, let's chill out, let's relax, let's get our heads together, so that we can play our basketball game. I'm not sure how we get this team to do it because this is new for them. And you kind of don't relax in these situations until you've been here a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's easier to relax.
Right.
So
right. I agree with that. It's just, man, I can't call it. I can't call it right now. I mean, we knew this was going to be a tough road trip. We knew, but you felt good when you won the first 2, and then you get smacked in the face by Denver, and you're like, okay, we'll let that one go because we got a next one coming up. It was easy to forget. But this one's not going to be easy to forget. And then after that, you got the 2 LA teams. But this one right here, this was because the way we lost back at home to these guys, and then to do what we did tonight. It's just I just didn't expect for this to happen. I really didn't.
Let me ask you this. Looking at our upcoming schedule, are you losing any, I don't want to say losing faith, but are you worried? Are you nervous and are you worried right now? We know that the Knicks are going to be in the play-in. That's without a doubt. They've locked that up already. Okay? They have 30 losses, 5 games left, right? They can't be any worse than 37 and 35. They can't be any worse than that. All right? The Indiana Pacers, they have 35 losses. Okay?
Right.
So basically, the Knicks have already locked up at least the 8th seed. So, that 9th seed is knocked up out of there because the Knicks own the tiebreaker with the Indiana Pacers. So if they both ended up with the same record, say 37 and 35, the Knicks would win the tiebreaker. Right? And right now, the Charlotte Hornets are 33 and 34. We need them to lose 2. If they lose 2 more games, right? They lose 2 more games, then the Knicks will lock up, the 8th seed, which it doesn't matter really if you're the 7th or the 8th seed, because the 7th and 8th seed are going to play to be in the, they're going to play to be in the, they'll be in the play-in tournament. They'll play against each other. So 7th and 8th seed right now really doesn't matter much. Really doesn't matter much because they're going to play. The only thing that matters, I guess, is probably home court advantage, right? So if you are in the 7th seed and you play the 8th seed, then you will be home. Okay,
right?
So that does matter. The Knicks don't want, we don't want to be there. So we've got to get one of these wins. We've got to get one of these wins against the Lakers or the Clippers. It is absolutely necessary, in my opinion. And then come home and sweep that homestand.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that totally.
Because the team that really puts some fear in us are the Miami Heat. And the reason why, not about playing them, because they beat us in the season series. So we beat the Hawks. We're tied with the Celtics. We're tied with the Hornets. Right? But I don't know if we have to worry about the Hornets right now. Of course, we got to worry about the Celtics still. But the Miami Heat own the tiebreaker. So if we end up with the same record as the Miami Heat, right now we're just 1 game above the Heat. They're 36 and 31. We're 37 and 30. If we end up with that tiebreaker, they win the tiebreaker. We've got to take care of business. We own our own destiny right now. All we got to do is take care of business. Much easier said than done with the schedule that we have coming up. But again, the question is, are you nervous? I'm asking you, chat. Are you nervous now that the Knicks have dropped 2? And they had, for both games, it was 1 quarter that really blew the game. For this game, it was a quarter and a minute in the third quarter. The last minute of the third quarter and then the fourth quarter. We've been, we've let a quarter go and just been blown out in the quarter. Against Denver, we were blown out in the first quarter. Against Phoenix, we're blown out in the fourth quarter. Are you nervous about it at all? That's what I want to know from the chat, man. Let me go to a couple of super chats here, and then we'll get back. We'll get back in with everybody. Bob Telflari said, RJ needs to be sat for a few quarters, 1 game. You know what? I don't know if he... I don't know if he needs to be sat.
No, I don't agree with that. No, I don't agree with that.
We need him out there on the floor. I don't know if he needs to be sat, but he definitely, when he turned the ball over at the end of the third quarter, he became a little bit, I think he became a little rattled. He got a little bit rattled, I think. and then coming right out of right back, the beginning of the fourth quarter, he's seeping in too much. Jay Crowder knocks down a three. Again, he's seeping in too much. Jay Crowder knocks down a three. So I'm pretty sure it's weighing on RJ, without a doubt. You know what I mean? Talk to me, Kev. You nervous? I see some people in the chat. Some people in the chat saying that they are nervous. B-Ball said, I'm nervous. I repeat, I'm nervous. Are you nervous?
I mean, am I nervous? I'm not nervous, but I'm not. Okay, I am nervous, but I'm not panicking. I'm a little nervous because it would have been great if we would have won this game, and then the nerves would have been, gone. Now that we've lost 2 in a row, and especially to this team, I do have, a few concerns. Like Stephanie says, I have some concerns.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm glad that we took care of business the first 2 games. And it seemed like the Denver game and this one were the ones that we were destined to lose, which we did. So now we have to deal with LA, pretty much. The one thing I want to say is we need to attack these games a little bit better, by our composure and by our style of play. And because it seems like, when we started, we're not hitting on all cylinders. These last 2 games right here, like, when we started, we're not hitting on all cylinders. And it seems like it's not until Rose comes in is that when we start, playing the way we're supposed to. I'm not putting this on Peyton at all, because as a team, a whole team, we just did not come to play. That's the bottom line with that. So we have to start the games a lot better than what we've been starting, especially with these last 2 with these last 2 performances.
Well, we got to start the games a lot better. It's been the last 3 games that we started maybe a little bit iffy. The Memphis game, we started off, we gave them, I think, a 7-3 lead or a 7-2 lead or something like that. But then we came right out of a timeout and took the lead back. We definitely got to have better starts coming out the gate. You know what I mean? I don't know if, people will say, right now it's all just speculation. If Rose was out there to start the game, do we start off better? Maybe, maybe not. You just don't know. You can't say, right? Because at the same time that you can say, yeah, we probably do, you can also look at the game and say, well, when Rose came in, Chris Paul went out. That also changes the game. So, you just got to look at, we got to look at the team. This is a team loss. It's all about the team, man. It is a team loss. You win as a team, you lose as a team. We were terrible. Listen, we built an 11-point lead, and then we lost an 11-point lead. Right? I mean, the players that's on the floor got to produce, and if they don't, other players come in and they try to produce. Both teams are going to go on runs, lose runs. We lost this game as a team. We played terrible in the fourth quarter. Bottom line, the end of the third, into the fourth quarter, we were just a terrible basketball team. We couldn't find a shot. We couldn't get a stop. You know what I'm saying? It was just terrible. So you could try to, people can put it on whoever they want to put it on. I really don't have time for it tonight. I don't care. I'm not saying you, Kev.
And I'm not.
I'm not saying you, Kev.
You do realize I wasn't put, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm not saying you, Kev. I don't have time for all that junk tonight. You know what I'm saying? We had 11-point lead, and we lost 11-point lead, and the kid wasn't even in the game when we lost 11-point lead.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, we ended up going down by double digits in the fourth quarter, and the kid wasn't even in the game. So if you want to put it on, whoever you want to put it on, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's your pleasure. You know, live it, love it, do what you want to do. I don't care. It's just dumb to me. We got blown out as a team. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Sim. Who was sticking Crowder when he was hitting those daggers? You know.
I mean, that. Yes, that was. I mean, I get it.
But you see what I'm saying. It was a team. It was a team effort.
I mean, it was RJ. When Cardo hit those threes, it was RJ. But RJ also had 23 points and 8 rebounds. So it's not that. I mean, those plays were critical, but he didn't lose the game by himself. And I'm not saying that you said that.
No, he did not.
But he didn't lose the game by himself. He had 23 points and 8 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Now, did he go through a stretch where there was some bad plays? Yes.
Bad decisions, yeah.
Right. He went through he went through that stretch, and it rattled him a little bit. I could see it in his face. It rattled him a little bit. You know, during that time when he was, also saw, you know, but it happens, and it happens. Every player on the team is gonna have defensive miscues. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he had a couple defensive miscues with Jay Crowder. But it don't mean that RJ is the fault. It's not, oh my gosh, if RJ wasn't in the game, they wouldn't have scored the basketball, or we wouldn't have had that turnover or nothing like that. No, that's not how the game goes. That's just not how basketball is. Basketball just doesn't work like that. If a team is better, then they're probably going to find a way no matter who's in there. You know what I mean? That's just that's why it kills me, because that's just not how basketball works. Sometimes it can. You know, one person can change the way people fit and work together. But for the most part, when you have a team, you find ways to fight through it and get over it. So there was a lot that went wrong tonight on both sides of the floor. You know what I'm saying? A lot that went wrong on both sides of the floor. You know, that pick and roll was killing us from the starters to the bench all night. First, it would be DeAndre Ayton.
And Payne was killing us too.
And Payne, but that pick and roll. First, it would be DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul killing us, and then it would be Chris Paul and Frank Kaminsky killing us. It's crazy, man. Tony?
You're right.
Are you nervous, bro?
What's good?
What's up, man? You get?
What's up,
for the chat.
Are you getting nervous looking down the stretch right now, Tone?
Not really. I like the pressure we're under. It's been a stretch now where all these games mean something for everybody. So I continue to enjoy that. We're gonna have to, at this point, overachieve a little bit. And pull one.
Hey, Tone, can I stop 1 second? Can I stop 1 second? I do want to say something.
Yeah.
Severance. He said it's not dumb though when you dissect the game and see where the momentum swung in the Suns' favor. You know where the momentum swung in the Suns' favor? At the end of the third quarter.
RJ.
That's where the momentum swung in the Suns' favor, because we had the lead up until that point. So talk to me about when it swung, bro.
Yep.
Right? And it wasn't all one player. It started with Julius Randle taking a bad shot in the corner. That's what led to a layup that they missed and then got the rebound.
And Randle should know that Crowder is no slouch on the defensive end. He should know that. That was just a bad shot by him, which led to Kevin Booker, getting
all of those things add up. That's why I'm cranky. I'm cranky right now because it's late. You know what I'm saying? I'm seriously, right? I'm cranky right now because it's late, but it just kills me because all these little things add up. We always talk about the little things. That's why Tom Thibodeau talks about doing the little things. All these little things add up. A better shot by Randle, and they probably don't get a fast break layup. Maybe we even score, and we go into the third quarter with the lead in this game is totally different. Right? Because that was a terrible shot. It all adds up, man. Shot. All those little things add up. If Peyton make a mistake, it adds up. If RJ makes a mistake, it adds up. If Randall makes a mistake, it adds up. Stop trying to push it on just RJ or just Peyton or just Randall. Talk about the team, man. Damn. Sorry, Tony. It don't just be pissing me off, man. It's dumb. To just always point animated.
This
it's just dumb to always point out one player. I seen people back early in the chat say RJ this, RJ that. Okay, he made some mistakes. So what? You know what I'm saying? It's still the team. Before he made those mistakes, we had an 11-point lead. Before he made those mistakes.
Yeah.
It just kills me. It just kills me. My bad, Tony.
It's all good, man. We all got events sometimes, man. Well, I'll tell you one thing, man. We missed Quick, and I'll even say we missed Burks because
both
again,
games now. Both games now.
I'll put another thing that added up, or it didn't add up. It actually subtracted because Obi produced tonight, but Frank came in and gave us nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So, you're absolutely right.
And I'm only comparing it to what Quickly gives us on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean. So we missed that and then on top of that, their bench killed us. I feel like we got one of the best benches in the league. When we have everybody, we didn't, and their bench produced. So I think more than Chris Paul and Booker, I think the bench killed us. So, that's another way to lose games. Yeah. But I'm not nervous. I think the way the Lakers are playing, we should beat them. You know what I mean? Like LeBron or no LeBron. I mean, not saying LeBron's coming back from an injury. I think that the odds should be in our favor. And I think we're still confident. I think we was pissed off today. Again, the refereeing added up. But it's also playoff atmosphere. So that's part of it. You know what I mean? When momentum swings, sometimes the whistle swings too. You know what I mean? And especially in the playoffs, that's something you gotta learn how to overcome, how to play through the refereeing, like not worry about that.
Right.
Meaning, if you getting fouled, you take it and you make sure you score.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I actually like the atmosphere. I like the scuffle at the end. I think Taj had every right after getting undercut that way. I don't think it was malicious from Paul, but it was still dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And especially as an old timer like Taj, you know what I mean? That's what you do. Like, you know what I mean? When a little, because that's something that big men think little men do intentionally.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And maybe they do. You know what I mean? But it's a big man thing.
Right. And but see, I would prefer that Taj, take an opportunity when Paul is under the basket with him. You know what I'm saying? And throw an elbow in his shoulder or something. You know what I mean?
I definitely agree.
If that's how you got to do it. But, I mean, he was like right out in the open and threw his body at him. I was like, yo, what is Taj doing? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was clear.
I definitely agree. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, it was clear. Bob Telflars, thank you for the super chat.
He might not have got that opportunity, though.
Yeah. Look, we got another one. Problem is Bullock. He's not a starting three at all. See, this is what I'm talking about. Because Bullock, he didn't play. He said he's not a starting three at all. Fine, cool. But listen, Bullock has been playing good basketball up until the last few games. Let's not.
See, I think a lot of guys are just blinded. They really are, and they just want to believe what they want to believe, and not even think of the optics or think of the body of work that the guys have put in, and they just want to they just want to hate on players because they just want to hate on them and not look at the full picture.
I mean, but here's the thing: we already know that we don't have, that we have positions in the starting lineup that can be replaced by better players. We get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Bullock's not the entire problem of this loss.
No.
Or Peyton.
No, not at all.
RJ.
Hardly.
Right? It's just not the entire problem. It's a collective thing. It's all about the collective, man. Especially with this team.
Yep.
Especially with this team. It's about the collective. I mean,
I totally agree.
Severing said, the thing is, I've been playing and watching basketball for 45 years, and when you have a gaping hole in your starting point guard play, you're going to have to dig yourself out of a ditch every night. But see, the problem is we don't dig ourselves out of a ditch every night. It's really been the past 3 games. I challenge you to go back and see, did we dig ourselves out of a ditch in that 9-game winning streak? No. It's been the past 3 games, not every game. So we can't take this 3-game stretch and extrapolate that across the entire season, because it hasn't been like that for the entire season.
Right.
It hasn't been like that. There's been games where we're down, games where we're up. There's been games where we got out to 18-point leads, 15-point leads, 12-point leads, 10-point leads, 7, 8, 9, whatever you want to say, and lost those leads. So, the dagger, he says, were those against top-tier teams, though? Actually, we have. Yes. We got out to an 18-point lead against the Phoenix Suns just a couple of games ago. Yeah, we got out to an 18-point lead, and we lost that game to them after we jumped out to an 18-point lead. We played the Utah Jazz, and we were up 18 in Utah, and we lost to them. It's been plenty of top-tier teams where we jumped out to a lead and lost. We jumped out to a lead against Brooklyn in the second half of the season, and we lost. Yes, against top-tier teams, bro. We have.
And our last 2 losses, I think guys was trying to tell Julius Randle, like, hey, slow down. You might get some third votes, but you're not, you know what I mean? You're not creeping up in the MVP race. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And even the beginning of this game, I feel like Randle was pressing a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he's pressing a
in
little
the first quarter.
He was
Absolutely.
pressing. He was pressing. But all of this,
we had 3.
Oh, go ahead, Tom.
Sorry, we had 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers in the first 4 possessions.
Right.
First
exactly.
4 possessions in the game.
3 turnovers in the first.
Turnovers.
Right. Something that Kevin said a little bit earlier, if I can find it. Oh no, I'm sorry, not Kevin. Dan Alconet, thank you for the super chat. He said, "What is being an arriving playoff team? We have to learn from these losses to know how to win on the road, regardless of who did or did not play." 100%. I'm with you 100%. And I know I'm just on my soapbox tonight because it's late. Normally, I'm not fully like this. You know what I'm saying? It's just late and I'm tired and I'm pissed off because the Knicks played the way that they played in the fourth quarter, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm jumping on here. So I ain't trying to, get on you guys like that. I'm just pissed off. So, if I hurt your feelings, I'm not really sorry, but I'm just pissed off anyway. But no, it is the growing pains of a team that's learning how to become a playoff basketball team, a serious playoff basketball team, right? Because and the Suns are a team that's also becoming, they're this is going to be the first time in a while that they made the playoffs. The Denver Nuggets, they've been there,
but I think this. Right? I'm sorry to cut you, son, but I think even without Chris Paul, Phoenix was on the brink. They had that bubble experience.
Mm-hmm.
They thought they could really fight to get in.
Right.
And they did everything in their power to get in. So that being said, they had that experience already. So they have a slight advantage, if you will.
Right. Right. And that's true. So the Knicks are one of those teams that are, they're learning, and, and Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, right? Reggie Bullock hasn't been in the playoffs a lot. Nerlens Noel, he was in the playoffs a couple of times, but these guys are learning, how do I deal with this? And I think that's one of the bigger issues right there. And then, of course, you got to do it against teams, really, really good teams that are battling for playoff positioning as well. Because the Clippers, they're in the 3rd seed, right? They're battling for, to stay in that 3rd seed and not drop down to the 4th seed.
Right.
Right? So it's tough. And the Knicks, I really, the biggest thing that I'm taking out of this game, though, and I talked about it in the keys, is just them controlling their emotions, not getting too high or too low coming into these games, because I know they feel it like, oh man, we really gotta get this now. We really gotta get it now. And I feel like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna be honest with you, Tony. And I hate saying this. I really, really pray that I'm wrong. I really do. I pray that I'm wrong. I hate to say it, y'all, but I feel like the Knicks gonna get obliterated against the Clippers.
Really?
I do.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
I feel like that, and maybe I'm just emotional right now, but I feel like that because I think that after this game and playing the way that they played, I really feel like the tension is going to be high. I feel like the tension is going to be high, and they are going to be kind of up in arms, if you want to say. And I just feel like they could unravel early just because the tension is so high. The pressure is high for them. I think they're putting a lot on themselves. They know the meaning of this game. They want to stop the bleeding. They see these teams coming up behind them. And I feel like it could burst. I do feel like they'll get it back. But I feel like it could burst in this game, like really burst in this game. And then they start to get it back against the Lakers, the Spurs, the Hornets, and the Celtics. You know what I mean? It's just what I kind of the feeling that I have. I haven't heard these guys talk or anything like that, but I feel like this could be a game where they really get obliterated and really have to go home and look at themselves in the mirror. Can't wait to get back to the Garden off the road. Well, they'll have one more against the Lakers, but like I said, I think they'll start to get it back. Maybe even beat the Lakers, but start to get it back. And then come home to finish it out. I don't know.
Do you know why Julius got the technical foul?
I don't.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't see it either.
I watched it about 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, I don't know. That was bizarre, as they say. That was bizarre. That was literally bizarre.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know where.
That was bizarre.
I know where him and Crowder, they had a little something earlier than that, and then they had that little tangle up right there. But Randall was down at the other side of the floor. And it looked like Crowder was about to run towards him, and then Bridges stopped him.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. Maybe there was something said after that. I don't know.
Oh, I did hear, and I don't know if that was Randall or not, but I heard somebody. He said there's a lot of pushing and shoving down there. There's a lot, like he said it twice.
Uh-huh.
This was as I would say as Crowder's run, coming towards him, but I couldn't tell who said that. Like right. I don't know if it came from the bench, if it came, from a player on the court, but it was not sarcasm. Like they was talking trash when they said it,
right?
And if they were talking to the ref, maybe. Maybe that if it was Randall, maybe that's why. But I don't know who said that. So I was just wondering.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think the Knicks got to go ahead and they need something, and maybe Tom Thibodeau can. I don't know if Tom Thibodeau's even this type of person. Get somebody, maybe get Clyde, but Clyde's all the way. Clyde's in New York. Get someone to just come in and talk to them real quick. Ooh, you okay? You all right over there?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm gonna have to take that one. I'm gonna have to go back and edit that out. Sheesh. But
see, that's what we need to. That's what we want to see, Sim. You crack some jokes and everything.
Yeah, man.
It's gonna be all right.
Edit that out. But I like if maybe he could get someone to come in and talk to them. Talk to them a little bit. Just about the whole experience. Have them. Just a group meeting. Group meeting. I'm afraid right now to say call this big team meeting, because then that might make everybody feel like, oh my gosh, like really put the pressure on them. But have somebody come in, have a nice, a relaxing type meeting, and ask them, how are you feeling right now about your situation? How are you feeling about being in this playoff battle and this and that, and have them kind of talk about it, express it, and then, maybe that'll help to release some of the pressure, because I do think they're going to be feeling some pressure going into this Clippers game. You know what I mean?
I got a question. I got a question for you about that.
Yeah.
Because one thing, at least with these last two games, they had Jokic and Paul literally picked us apart. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know who on the Clippers has that ability. Maybe Kawhi. You haven't really seen him be that guy, like, consistently. And Paul George is a offensive threat. You know what I mean?
They got Rondo, don't they?
They got Rondo.
Yeah. They got Rondo.
Never mind. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese.
So I think it's needed for the Knicks right now. Just, I guess, a little bit of therapy, if you want to call it that. A little bit of basketball therapy. A little team therapy. Just have someone sit down. This is where Phil Jackson would come in really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
As a talker, as a speaker?
As a speaker, or someone to come in with some of the techniques that he uses to kind of, help just relax the guy's mindset. Especially, he's been there. He's been through everything that they're going through. He's been there. You know what I'm saying? Because I just don't know if Tom Thibodeau is the guy that can relax the team. I don't know if he's that guy. And I think right now, maybe that's something that the team needs. Just someone that can help them sort out their feelings a little bit, and then start to move forward. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this goes.
I don't know. I feel like they've done that.
Woodson would have been a good guy to have right now. Yeah.
They've done that all year though. So I don't see why they wouldn't or couldn't do it again. You know what I mean? Like, they've been in these stretches of losing streaks, worse than now. I mean, granted, there's more pressure now.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
But I felt like they was under their own pressure anyway all season.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They were, but I feel like this one, this is a little bit like when the stakes get high. Right. All right. Like. Let me ask you this, Tony. Like this, right? You come on this show just about every single night. Now imagine if I say, "Hey, Tony, we about to do this show. It's going to be 100,000 people watching, and it's going to be, Clyde Frazier. It's going to be listening in. This person, like when you get on, your heart might be like just a little bit, and you might get on and start fumbling your words around just a little bit." Just because the stakes are a little bit higher. And that's where I feel like they're at right now.
So maybe that's why we're having these slow starts. Maybe that's exactly why. Because what I was gonna say was, you're right, I probably would. But once you ask me something and I'm answering the question, and I'm not even gonna remember anybody's watching. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? It's gonna end up just being my natural self.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why they
and it could be, and it could
jumping on
be,
to
and
the first
it
spot.
could be because I know I've been in situations where like I speak in front of people all the time, but then I know I'm going to some place to speak, and there's like some people there that I'm like, oh snap, this person, that person's gonna be there. I might be a little nervous. Then I get going good, and then if I make a mistake and say something wrong or fumble, all of a sudden I feel my head start getting hot and the sweat coming. I'm 30 minutes into what I'm talking about. But all of a sudden I mess up and I start feeling the sweat coming and my collar starts getting hot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let me get a sip of this water real quick. You know what I'm saying? I got to find a way to regain my composure. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's kind of like that with the team right now. And like I feel like it's that kind of a situation. So we'll see if they can get over it. See if they can get over it. This Clippers game is going to be...
Hey, Sam, they have no choice. They have no choice. They got to get over it.
Yeah.
They got to.
Well, they got to. Or learn from it,
Right.
I mean, they got to get over it and learn from it. If they don't get over it, they'll learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes the only way to get over these things is through experience. We just don't have that experience on the team. The
only thing I would say.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
I think my prediction or what I was asking for is gonna come through. I think it's gonna end up being Knicks Miami first round. Whether it's gonna be a 5-4 matchup, whether we're 5-4, I don't know yet, but I think that's ultimately what it's gonna boil down to.
Balorian Dread. Hopefully I said your first name right. He said, everyone defers to Randall as the leader. He lacks every leadership trait. Leading scorer is all he is. I disagree.
Jeez. I disagree. Leading rebounder. Leading.
Yeah. I mean, I disagree with you. But I do see that there are areas where he has to grow as a leader. You know what I'm saying? But I disagree because I think he's a leader by, some of his actions. And I'm not talking about just scoring and rebounding, but coming to camp in shape. Right?
Yep.
Being the first one in the gym, the first one out of the gym, even on nights after you've played a game, he's there. Or the next morning, he's there, before everybody else. Like those type of things your teammates see, and listen to what you see, the way he took Obi under the wing. They talked about it earlier in the season. So I think he does have leadership skills in that way. Does he have to learn how to do some of those other things on the floor? Yes, I do. I agree with you. I think he definitely has to learn how to do some of those other things on the floor, as far as keeping his temperament together, that Antoine McNeil just said, keeping his temperament together. He'll get mad, get some texts, bump somebody. I definitely agree with you there. I think he's got to learn how to. But I think he's in development too. He's learning how to be the lead player on a team too. So I think we need a little bit of patience with him. So I disagree and agree at the same time with you.
This is all uncharted territory that we're in right now, because we haven't been like this since 2012, 2013. We've never been in a position like this right now.
Yeah.
Especially in a leader in training. That's why I call Randall a leader in training, pretty much.
Yeah.
We had our leader with no, what I was going to say was we had our leader back in the day with Melo. But right now, Randall's taking that mantle.
Right. Kent Gary, thank you for the super chat. He said, am I the only one mad at the substitution patterns? I think with tonight, he basically went with the same patterns that he normally goes with. Obviously, the game started getting out of hand, so he brought Peyton back in to see if he could do something. Then he brought Frank in because we were down Alec Burks and we were down Emmanuel Quickly. I don't know what else to do with the what else you want to do with the substitution patterns. Like, how else do you want to rework it? I don't know where else you go. Does he sometimes let some guys, like, I do feel like sometimes, okay, I've seen the Knicks jump out to a lead and he leave that same group in all the way down to 2 minutes left in the first quarter. And certain players, Elfrid Payton is one of them, right? Certain players, Elfrid Payton is one, and every time you touch the microphone with your hand, it like makes this big noise all over every place, Kev, right?
What?
Every time if you have, like, when you cough, right, you cough right into the microphone, or if you scratch your beard, your hand is hitting the microphone, it's making sounds all over the thing,
Can you hear me now?
No, it can't hear you now. All you got to do is hit mute real quick. Oh, I'm going to do something near my face. Hit mute. I'm going to cough. Hit mute, Takes the sound right away.
Got it.
Right away. That's what that mute button does. That's what that mute button does. Just letting you know.
Understood.
But anyway,
yes.
I do think sometimes he wears a lineup out sometimes. Like even tonight in the second quarter, that lineup, they got a nice lead, but then it's, these guys are playing. And then all of a sudden, you get down to 2 minutes in the quarter. Phoenix had, they taken Paul out. They put Paul back in. Rose is still out there. There's no change in the lineup. A little bit of a change with a couple of players. But, sometimes I think he does run a lineup a little bit too long before he makes a move. Even if you can make a move quick, like, okay, I'm going to put you in for a minute and 30 seconds to let Rose get a break. Now I'm going to get you back out or something like that. So, he does that sometimes. And I'm thinking, like, yo, okay, I know we got the lead, but maybe it's time to make a quick substitution right now and let these guys catch their breath, and then you can get them back out there. But the only thing I will say is that still with this team, this is still a building process with this team. It's still a building process. And he's still putting together the foundation of his style of play. Right? Even though we're in this battle, he's still putting that type of foundation in. And I think it's easier when players know about what time they're coming in and about what time they're coming out. At least right now, until he can get some of those players that, just, have this all-world ability. So I think right now it's just kind of like, I've got to go with this time strategy because with the players that I have, just a little bit of a switch up throws them off, because with this team, everything has to work in conjunction. It's like it's a machine. Everything has to work in conjunction, and one little thing pulls it out, can throw the team off, and just a little bit. So I think that's the reason why he, really does stick with the substitution patterns that he started since the beginning of the year. It's got him to a winning record, so he's probably like, I'm just gonna rock with this. Next season, we'll do some other things. Yeah. I think that's where it is, ladies and gentlemen. I know, the show wasn't as structured as normally. It just is what it is. It's 2:00 in the morning, so you got to forgive me for that. It's a late one. I don't know, guys. I don't know about Saturday. I'm seeing what's going on Saturday. The Knicks play Saturday at 3:30. They play the Clippers. But that's
no,
also...
I thought it was Sunday. I thought it was Sunday.
It's Sunday. Tomorrow? Yeah. No. You're right. Sunday. They play the Clippers. But it's also Mother's Day. So,
Yes.
It's also Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to your wife.
Yeah, same to you.
3:30 game?
It's a 3:30 game, yeah.
3:30 game.
Same to you. Happy Mother's Day to your wife and all the women in your life. And I got to make sure I'm saying Happy Mother's Day to all the women in my life, so I got to take care of that before I think about doing anything else. So if I'm jumping on, it's up in the air. Be honest, it's up in the air if I'm jumping on because I got to make sure I'm taking care of the home front.
Exactly.
Kent Gary, he said the mass subs kill our leads. Watch the tape. Okay. Check it out and see what's going on. I'll, take a little bit deeper look at it. I know he does do that sometimes. He'll make some mass subs. He'll bring in like 3, Randall, RJ, Nerlens Noel, all at the same time, So, yeah. Well, go ahead, Tony. You was getting ready to say something.
No, I was asking about it being 3:30. I didn't realize that. But for sure, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, including your wife and all your loved ones, son.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Thank you. Appreciate
everybody in the chat. Happy Mother's Day for sure.
Yeah, everybody that's in the chat, man. Happy Mother's Day to all of the ladies in your life that are mothers. Happy Mother's Day, and the ladies that are watching, happy Mother's Day to you in advance, because you might not see me on Sunday.
I like that. You might not see me on Sunday.
Yeah, so.
All right.
Tough game, man. Let me look and see. If Tom Thibodeau said anything before we get out of here. I didn't get a chance to see it on the MSG because I wanted to get on. Here we go. This is Tom Thibodeau.
Here.
Let's
if you have
listen
a question, raise your hand and I'll bring you into the room. Mark Berman.
Oh, hey, Tom. Just where was the defense on Jokic in that first quarter? Because it seemed.
I'm sorry. That's old. That's old. That's old. It jumped up there. I thought it was tonight. See, they didn't even bother to do the little post. They didn't even bother to do a post game joint. So mad. You know what I mean? I don't blame them. Well, I'm heading out of here, ladies and gentlemen. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I appreciate you guys for staying on and jumping up with me. Of course, Sunday's game is at 3:30, and then next Tuesday's game is a late one again, and I'll be on. You know what I mean? Kev, anything you wanna say before we get out of here?
No, just go back to the drawing board, and I'm sure many of the key personnel probably take responsibility for the loss, and they'll have a chance to redeem themselves. I mean, again, I'm concerned, but I'm not panicking. So let's just go into play these Clippers and get it done.
Okay. All right. Tony.
Shout out to the chat. Yo, Black, it's time. Son, keep doing your thing. We'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, no doubt. Last thing I do want to say, Bless Roberts, he says, I worry that come playoff time, D Rose will be the only reliable player and he will get burned out. I worry that the other players will be overwhelmed because of the lack of composure and experience. That's definitely something to look and watch for. Because it's going to be a new experience for a lot of people on this team. And our leader, Randall, is going to be a new experience for him. This is a new experience for him.
This is uncharted territory.
Hey, can I say something to that comment though? Or one thing to keep in mind is that he really didn't play early in the year, so that to his advantage may keep him, from being burnt out and making it through this whole playoff stretch. However far we go.
Yeah. Yeah. G-Dub said there was a post game. Yeah, I know there was a post game. I'm just saying that they didn't post it yet. I know there was a post game, and I'm gonna get a chance to check it out, see what they were talking about. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm up out of here. I appreciate you all. Big shout out to all of you in the chat. Thank you guys for being here, and just look for the notification. I may or may not be here on Saturday. We'll see what happens. Marlon says, great show tonight. Thank you. It was great until Kev coughed all up in the joint. So I'm gonna go edit that out. I'm gonna go edit, and now he breathed into it. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna go edit all of that out. And
someone's feeling good right now. That's all I'm gonna say.
Puff over Kev.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Hold
Puff
on.
over
Wait.
Kev.
What you mean by that? Someone's feeling good? I mean,
Because you taking your anger out on me, like that. It's all good. It's all good. I'm the one that's supposed to be angry and everything, but it's all good. It's all
I ain't
good.
taking. Hey, I took my anger out on some of those people in the chat. Look, I took my anger out on them.
What did Earth, Wind, and Fire say? When you feel down and out, sing a song. Sing a song. So,
Well, I'm about to go. I'm gonna go watch this Nas movie. That's what I'm about to do.
okay.
Oh,
All right.
God.
Cool.
Yeah, the Nas movie is out on Netflix. It doesn't star Nas, he's in it, but I'm gonna go watch the Nas movie. I might mess around. I don't know if I want to say something yet. I ain't gonna say nothing yet. Anyway, I'm gonna go watch the Nas movie. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all. I really do. Thank you for your time. You guys don't know how much I appreciate, you guys always jumping on with me and always supporting me, man. So, as much as I can say it, I want to say it. Thank you all for being here. We're up out of here. Maybe not. You see me on Saturday or Sunday. Okay. If you do, then I'll catch you then. If not, then I'll definitely catch you on Monday or maybe late Saturday. We'll see what happens. But I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
Be peaceful.
Spread love.